Zero. All the court cases he's attended,
8 of them.
Zotis Guapo. And then my man, I call him the champ.
The champ.
Government spokesman, Gabriel Muthuma. Not deputy, he is the spokesman.
No. He's the deputy.
Gentlemen, we're going to have a good show today, right?
Yes.
Let's talk about the future of this country, folks.
Yes.
We have no choice. No choice. Hakuna Kenya ingine tutenda. Au sio?
Ndio yetu.
Au sio?
Ndivyo.
Wewe unasimama wewe?
Wapi?
Unasimama?
Lazima nisimame.
Na wewe?
Mimi sisimami, nishaingia. Nangojea swearing in. West Mogirango constituency.
Ask the people of Borabu constituency. They know they are member of parliament.
Champ,
they know they are member of parliament. The people of Borabu constituency know they are member of parliament.
You open a little hole here, a window, and they just keep going. I love it, folks. Keep tweeting at Queen Nangaja.
Ayub Abdikadir.
Susan Tifkenya, the hashtag is JK Live. JK Live takes a break. We'll be back with these future of Kenya folks. By the way, there's no women, and it's okay. In a moment.
Oh, Marara kono mama.
Plan. SMS Elimo to 24464 for a callback. There's living and there's living free. Jubilee. Live free.
When I have back pain, I reach for 2 tablets of Panadol Extra. With unique Optizop technology, Panadol Extra provides 3 times more pain-relieving power than standard paracetamol for fast relief from strong pain like headache, toothache, and muscle pain, and can get to work in 10 minutes so that I am ready to be there for
folks. At Koinanga Jeff.
At Ayub Abdikadir.
You almost forgot your name, didn't you?
Thinking about Messi.
Oh, yeah. At TV Kenya, the hashtag is JK Live. I'm sure they have opinions about. I'm thinking about FIFA. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know.
There goes I.
Okay, who's your team, real quick? Your team to the final. Spain. Eric?
Portugal, you're out. Portugal,
Do you have
Ronaldo.
let's see.
Fallback.
Okay, Omanza.
Federation of African Countries, France.
1, 2, 3. Woke France.
No. So France gets 3 votes.
We have to distinct. If Lionel Messi retires today, we retire with him.
And he keeps missing penalties.
But France is more African than any other African country.
Thank you.
Says who?
Keep tweeting, folks. We'll be back. JK Live on the bench in a moment.
DTB PesaLink inalipa kila kitu. Na imagine ni free.
Send cash of up to Kenya shillings 1,000 for free with DTB PesaLink and enjoy fast, secure, and seamless money transfers available on the DTB M24/7 app. DTB, bank with us, bank on us. Terms and conditions apply.
Ndugu yangu, umesikia?
of the bench right next to him is Umwansa. He used to be against the government and switched up until wearing party colors. You know what party that is? Oh, yeah. Right next to him, Eric Omondi, probably the most followed Kenyan on the internet and all the platforms. He is a comedian sometimes, but also a very serious activist. Right next to me, I call him the champ. He's Deputy Government Spokesperson, Gabriel Muthuma. Gentlemen, good to see you all. Thanks so much for coming on the bench. Morana, let me start with you. I don't know if you remember the first Saba Saba. You probably weren't born then, but how has Saba Saba changed in your time?
Well, year in, year out, people are getting to see that there's so much agitation, but very little results. So as we move into the future, I think the youth are becoming more and more restless because the youth that were agitating during the Saba Saba, they've been agitating through the years, but nothing has been changing. So we might see more and more anger come from the youth. And the biggest issue right now among the youth that would make them come out on a day like Saba Saba is unemployment. Actually, the economy is the biggest issue to the youth right now. Access to opportunities. People go to school with a lot of hope that when they come out of school, they will get opportunities to go into employment and be gainfully employed. But right now, if you look at most of the youth in my generation, they're not even getting married. They're not even settling down. They're not starting families because they don't have access to opportunities. So the coming Saba Sabas, especially after 2027, will be more and more serious. And as the youth get more and more restless, we'll see more agitation. Like we find they will be easily provoked.
For me, I'll say that Saba Saba, of course, there's no future without history. We have to look back where we have come from, and then that helps us to shape our future. But currently where we are, the Saba Saba that we knew or that our forefathers used to have is not what we have right now. We have very greedy commercial activists who have infiltrated this Saba Saba thing. Saba Saba should be like a day whereby we remember the efforts that our forefathers did. Like, for example, the protection of human rights and all that. We look how far have we come from a Saba Saba up to date. But again, right now, if you see the activists, what they are talking, they are just, threatening the government, threatening the police, the same police that we should look and ask them to see if they are able to uphold what our forefathers did. So according to me, I'm praying for a day when we'll sit down and really reflect for the better of this country and not really causing chaos, demonstration, walking, doing dramatic things on the road. That doesn't help.
Sure.
Yeah.
Eric.
Jeff, Kenya, as you've rightly put it, is an agitated country. It is a depressed, it's a stressed country. Kenyans are not okay. And because I was just from jail, let me call it that, because I was detained for 3 days. I was reminded by my auntie, question is Saba Saba, because there's so much protest and demonstrations in this country. In 1 month, we had 4 holidays. Kulikuwa na ile ya fuel, ile nilimwaga mitungi, kumekuwa na Saba Saba, kumekuwa na June 25th. Kenyans are agitated. Every Kenyan is an activist. Yeah, and as I keep saying, in Amanisha, something is about to be birthed. Yeah, people are tired. People are mad. Kenyans are hungry and are angry. Mtu wako na njaa na hasira. Unaelewa? And that's what my brother doesn't understand here. It's no longer just Saba Saba were our grandfathers. Sisi tumezaliwa sasa, sisi tuko na 25th. And Jeff, let me tell you, it will continue the same way. In fact, I was telling Caroline Mutoko that, you see, for as much as we celebrate 1963, that's when Kenya was born. Yeah. But let me tell you, Kenya was born again on June of 2024. So unless we get the change that we are calling for, that we are looking for, we will keep seeing Kenyans on the streets. Kutakuwa na nane, sita. Saba, kwanza next year ndo mbaya. June next year ni 27. So ni Saba. Saba tatu. The year is 27. Yeah. It has a 7 on it. So unless things change, itakuwa mbaya.
Champ, you remember back then, we both grew up at the same time, so you remember the first Saba Saba, right? And this is the first Saba Saba without Baba, right? without Papa.
Actually true. Yeah.
Your thoughts?
Yeah, we were coming out of age, rather. And we remember when it happened in Kamukunji, remember those days?
Yeah.
And the agitation was democracy, was institutionalization, yes. Yeah. We're talking about having good governance. That's what they were fighting for. And to their benefit, I think we've achieved that.
Yeah.
We are where these young men can go out in the streets under the Constitution, play by the rules, and be able to demonstrate, be able to picket under the laws. But there's something I've always called upon, for us not to lose the real spirit of Sabasaba and what it brought for us, because it was talking about institutions. And as much as we would talk about activism, at the end of the day, what really matters is, are these institutions, are there institutions, Jeff, that we can take our grievances to? And true to the fact they are. Today, I mean, when you look at our courts, very different from what was there back in the day. You know, you remember the detention without trial. You remember all that time. Now it's very different. The democracy actually that we enjoy, credit to our forefathers as they call them, you know, is what has got us here today, coming or being birthed.
Yeah, but people like Eric always keep getting arrested. What's up with that?
Always.
Yeah, why?
Jeff, I was arrested inside a plane.
What?
I've never seen such a thing. Not even in movies. You are a flight attendant.
Yes.
Tulikuwa tumekaa kwa Jabo Jet, I think it was. There's a delay. So me naively, innocently, me nashanga kwani kuna shida, kuna technical hitches.
Yes.
Almost at 5 minutes. Kuna delay. I just... So I'm telling you the truth.
Walikupeleka wapi?
Wakanipeleka kwa Subaru ya grey. Zilikuwa mbili. Wanaume wako 8. Hawaongei, hawana uniform. They only talk to me tukifika kwa expressway. Wakasema, you are under arrest. Bro, from JKIA all the way to expressway, what was I thinking? Nasema ndio, this is the day nimeenda. Nimepotea. They told me you arrested for why? Kwa sababu ulifanya so and so, ulimwaga vibuyu nini 3 weeks ago. And then Jeff, di kitu ya kamata Friday, my big brother. That whatever happened 21 days ago. These people have been looking for me. Kuna time wananiona, umesema I'm a public figure. Yes. Wanajua mali niko, wametap simu zangu, wanajua mali naishi. But Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday niko Kisumu, koja. Wanache wiki napita mpaka ilikuwa wamentafuta wana Friday and denied me bail. Nikakaa Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
What?
So my big brother, we are not there yet. We are far from there.
I think
and you're not happy?
We are not happy. We are regressing. Tunarudi nyuma.
Goja, okay. Morara, Saba. Does it mean anything anymore?
I think we need a change of strategy. We need a change of strategy because it's not enough to be angry. You need to take action on your anger because the youth have been angry for too long until it is becoming normal. People are getting accustomed to youthful anger. I think it's time for the youth to also mix the anger with the political action so that they get into the political space, run for political positions, like my friends here are running for different political positions, so they take over so that they take over leadership.
Yes.
It's not time to be leaderless or partyless anymore. We need to translate anger into political action because at the end of the day, we are a political democratic country. We are led by political parties. Unfortunately, as it is now, these political parties are ethnic. If you are a youth out there and you don't like how the politics of the day is being played, then the only way to change that politics is to get in and change it because you can't drive a vehicle from the outside. So yes, it's okay to be agitated and to be angry and to do Sabasaba, Sita, Nane, June 25th. But the streets alone do not change a country. From the streets, you now need to get into political action, participate in political party activities, run for election. The space is opening up for young people. Even me in the political party where I am, young people's voice nowadays are respected. When I compare, when I used to try political activities when I was back in the university, and now there's a little bit of more respect. Not as it should be, but there's more respect for young people.
Once, tell me something, you used to be so anti-government, anti-establishment. What changed?
I saw the light.
You saw the money.
I saw the light. My way to Damascus. I saw the light, and this is what I'll tell you. I think I'm the youngest in this room.
How old are you?
How old are you?
I'm just 25, 26. I'm just
I'm the youngest.
And I don't have moral authority to maybe advise my good brothers on my left and my right in stripped suits. But again, I will agree with Morara. Morara is saying we need to take part in these political parties. That's why I'm the UDA Gen Z party leader. I can tell you, they are saying that youths they're not angry anymore. It's not that. The youths also have seen the light. They have seen that going to the streets doesn't help. My good brother Eric is saying that in 2024, June, I mean, that is what is going to happen next year. So you see, in his mind, instead of thinking of exactly how as a country we are going to progress, like Morara said, we need to be in these political parties for us to win, for us to change this narrative. That's why I am in UDA party, and I'm bringing as many youths or as many Gen Zs to also learn to support this government and to take this government to the next level. We don't build a nation by being on the streets every day. We don't build a nation by, tying ourselves in chains, in mkokotenis, throwing jerrycans on the road. That is not how we build our country.
How you can do it?
The only way you can do it is to be part of this government, by vying or taking these positions.
So you want to be
I am going to the West Mugrangol constituency member of parliament, the 14th parliament that is coming. Like I told you, I'm not standing. I'm the current member of parliament in waiting. The only thing I'm doing, I'm just waiting for swearing in.
You should learn from me.
As a young person, I'll be the first Gen Z to be in that parliament. And that's how we can change this government. This government is doing a lot. So when you ask me what changed, I came to your Hot 96 show almost 8 years ago.
Wow.
And I used to call you when you were Jeff and Jalas.
Yes.
I was a watchman. Yes. I could sell bread, do that in Mkuru, behind the mosque. We, out of us, a family of 6, we used to stay in a Mabati house. But right now, I've been given an affordable house. I've come from Mkuru estate. That's where I've come from. You can even see, my look has changed.
I need to interrupt
since I get.
Jeff, let me say something.
Let me just finish.
Let me say something.
Before I go to
I'm the youngest. Acha nipe muda. I need to learn from him. No time to learn from me. This is the point. Nikienda barabarani, I'm talking points, my senior. Nikienda barabarani nilikuwa natoka nyumba mabati. But saa hii kuna president amenipea affordable house yenye ninatoka, wazazi wangu wanakaa vizuri, tunakaa vizuri, iko na basketball, iko na hadi police post ndani, iko na hadi medical whatever ndani. That is the country that we want, and I've seen that in this president, in this leader. And that's why it changed. And that's why it changed.
Usi over campaign. Tunajua pesa yako endeza potea usi.
This is a very small percentage of young Kenyans who have been bought.
I've not been bought.
Bro. I've been bought by.
I've only been supported.
Some of my friends, they were when the program began. He used to be a very fierce.
Correct.
Until recently.
Until recently.
Yeah. Now he's a fierce supporter. Na sasa hata anatuambia live on the TV. I've been given affordable
people.
But that is less than 0.01%.
No, we are many
who are now being used as mouthpieces. Yeah, Jeff. If you'll give me time, I don't know whether it's now, I just need like 2 minutes. Morara said it, and he has backed it up. We are not just going to be on the streets. We are going to take action. But we will not leave the streets. Hata Maumo walikuwa kwa streets, kwa forest. Okay, na Raila 1992 na kina Martha Karua, Umingo Magara nani walikuwa kwa street. Ndio tukapata multipartyism. Tulikuwa kwa street ndio tupate hata hii devolution. So we will always be on the streets. But now because we're headed towards an election year, we're starting to think now, how do we change this country? Because there's going to be a new Kenya, Jeff. Mark my words.
How soon, Eric? How soon?
So, allow me. So I don't know if Monica. I want you to look at this clip, yeah? It's a very short clip. Then I'll explain why I have this fight.
Okay, but how soon, Eric?
Let me explain.
I'll come to you.
Yeah.
Let me finish.
You keep saying there's going to be a new Kenya.
As soon as the 9th of August, 2027, President Ruto, Dr. William Samoei Ruto is the last of that generation. There's going to be a change of guard. He parliament, unaona hapa. Mimi si prophet, but I'll come back on this bench. Over 95% of those MPs, especially those who voted for the finance bill, Kenyans, don't forget, they are going home. That's how we start change. There's going to be a lot of surprises. President Ruto is the last, I've said that 1,000 times, of his generation. There's going to be a change of guard, there's going to be a new Kenya. Because our Gen Zs that you keep underestimating, and that is their power, Jeff. Every time you underestimate the Gen Zs, that is their strength. You did that in June of 2024. And a sitting MP, a friend of mine, former comedian, stood in the parliament on live TV and said, those are TikTokers. Mr. Speaker, sir, just before June 25th, these are TikTokers. They are doing content. They are doctoring images. The Gen Zs surprised you. Now, the narrative is very simple. Young people are confused. Young people are indisciplined. They never vote. They are drunkards. Jeff, remember my words. It is not going to be business as usual. 72% of voters in this country are young people. The 2027 election will be determined by Gen Zs. Hata niseme young people. Mark my words. Wachana na venye mara nasema tribal, they're going back to tribal cocoons. The 2027 elections will be decided by the Gen Zs. Wamenyamaza, mnawaita leaderless. If you're a Gen Z and you're listening to me, we are going to rally you. We're going to gather you. We're going to use everything we have. Come on TikTok, come on Instagram. We're going to use it. They will vote.
I needed to say something before giving my chance.
I haven't forgotten you.
Allow me to say two things to support these three gentlemen. Because number one, when I hear them talking about going for elective offices, I'm really happy. Because now they realize, I told you about democracy and institutions. They work hand in hand. I would feel so good if I see these three people.
In Parliament.
In Parliament. And the reason why I'm saying this is because they have taken now this environment. People are call it what you may, whether it's paid activism or whatever it is, they're not taking it to where it belongs. This is an institution that not only makes policy, but this is where the laws of the land are made. This is a very, we call it a very sanctified, if you will, sacrosanct house, if you will. And to see these gentlemen going there to create laws, because let's face it, we are living in times of great complexities, Jeff. And when complexities intensify, you need a new level of knowledge.
And according to Eric, you and I are fossils now.
That's what they are saying.
Fossils.
But we've seen. When we talked about the 1997, was it around the Saba? If you look at what they have today, or what we have today, these times that we have accepted, we didn't have social media back then. We didn't have internet. But at the same time, we are talking about the complexities which have intensified. This great tool that they have called the internet, or we have, it's called the internet. It is very good to certain economies and jurisdictions where people are taking it and making it a tool of commerce. And you have people in other countries where the same tool is becoming or has become a tool of great abuse. All right? And these are things we cannot run away from. So here they have front row seats. Let me tell them.
So history unfolding.
They have front row seats to make a change. But Rico has said it's going to be a new Kenya. By the way, I don't believe when people say, there's some book that we read that says there's nothing new under the sun. So there won't be anything new. Yeah? They can be a change of guard, as they are calling it. But what they'll find, is the sophisticates of this century. There are things that they will come in to deal with. Probably what we were unable to deal with. They must, daily when they get up, create solutions. And this is why I'm saying, every time you come and sit at a place and you say, you know what, I want to be in that environment. I want to go in there. Know one thing. Number one, for the three of you, you will never, even as a country, you shall never outrun your problems. They will always be there. So every day you wake up, you must have new knowledge to solve the problems within your locale. Albert Einstein, Jeff, tells us what?
I need to say something.
Education is the ability of the human mind to think.
That's right.
To look at your environment, to observe it deeply, and know which solutions are there.
Okay. This is what I wanted to say.
Go on.
It's not enough to have young leaders in power. Yeah, because even as we are agitating for young leaders to take over the leadership of the country, we have to insist on values. Because one of the reasons we are in the position that we are in is because of corruption. I mean, corruption is the singular most biggest epidemic and pandemic in this country. People come to power purposely to steal and enrich themselves at the expense of the poor people. Even this parliament that we have right now, it has young people. So it will not be the first time that young people are coming to power. Even this parliament that we have has young people. The question is, what has happened to some of those young people? The problem is they've gone into the system and they've decided, oh, hapa kila mtu anaiba, wacha pia sisi tuchukue yetu tupotee. So we have to insist on values that even if we are having a change of guard in 2027, how are we positioning candidates of integrity or of values to be front runners in that election? And we just need to begin with the presidency. On Ruto's side already we know the problem. When we come to the opposition side, we need to be keen on who becomes the opposition flag bearer. We need to see, oh, this is Kalonzo, this is Rigathi Gachagua, this is Matiang'i. Who can we entrust a country to? And that is why I decided to join Jubilee. It was a very conscious decision because I also asked myself, out of all these candidates in the opposition, who can I trust to lead a new Kenya? Who has a record of performance? And I found it's Dr. Fred Okengo Matiang'i. And that is why I joined Jubilee, because he's the only person I can see in the opposition whose values and my values of performance and delivery are aligned to mine. So even as we seek to have a change of guard in our country, even in the individual constituencies. I have a problem in Borabu constituency. I have a member of parliament who the people have never seen in parliament. He has never forgotten to come near parliament. And yet he is the highest paid employee in the constituency, paid 1 million shillings every month to do nothing. When the planning of the government is being done, the guy is not in parliament. And I get very disappointed when the president comes to Kisii. You know, members of parliament take to the podium and say, Mtukufu Rais, Baba wa taifa, bila wewe hatujui tungekuwa wapi. You look very handsome today. Kama kweli ingependeza roho yako, tunaomba tafadhali utupe sijui barabara gani, hospitali gani. Yet they are the ones who do planning in parliament. The budget is drawn in parliament. The only thing the executive, which the president leads, does is proposals. So these members of parliament who have so much power to plan development are the same ones who are at the knees of the president begging for development. Then you wonder, wait, have I ever seen this one in parliament? No. Has this one ever brought a motion to parliament? No. How are they managing NGCDF? You find, bursary forms are getting sold. You know, if you have a fee balance of 10,000, they're selling to you a bursary check at 5,000. They are doing, like in my constituency, I have a problem. I was reading the audit report. You know, look, I was reading this audit report. Let me just tell you now. I was reading this audit, and it reads like a horror movie. It reads like a horror movie. Right here in this audit report, 1.8 million shillings spent on a pit latrine at Kenyoro SDA. You know, Kenyoro SDA Prime, which pit latrine will cost 1.8 million? A tank, a water tank, a 5,000 liter water tank. The member of parliament is getting it for 500,000 shillings. Kitu ya 35,000 kwa hardware. Every Kisii from Borabu constituency that is watching me knows they have this thing in their house. They know it costs 35,000. But the member of parliament said he planted trees and put a tank next to the trees at a cost of 500,000. I'm reading here and I realize he said there is a problem of climate change in Kisii. The most forested place in Kenya, everywhere you move is a tree.
In fact, if you close your eyes and move around, you might hit a tree. And then the guy is planting trees at a cost of 6,492,000, and you are like, oh my goodness.
Listening
so these are the members of parliament that must be replaced. It not should. Must be replaced. But replaced by who? Jeff, people of values.
Jeff, yes. People of value.
Yes.
Listening to my brother, Kebaso Morara, I want to request him kindly, tafadhali kwa isani. I respect Matiang'i. He's actually supported me. He supported me in 20, I think, an event at KICC. I respect Jubilee. This young brother of mine, young kama mimi, namuomba arudi.
Arudi wapi?
Arudi kwa vijana. Hizo vitu wanasema, he's mentioned Kalonzo, he's mentioned Matiang'i, he's mentioned Gachagua. Who among these people is viable to represent the Kenyans? It's him, Jeff, it's me. That's why we have a change of guard. Morara is a very influential, powerful young man, very articulate.
You want me to overthrow my party leader?
No, don't overthrow him.
On live television.
Don't overthrow him.
So now
come back. Come. Excuse me, namaliza. Sorry. We are losing a very brilliant, not just activist, leader of the movement, of the Gen Z movement. Yeah? Kulikuwa na Kebaso Morara. Hatujampoteza. Tulipoteza nani? Ule tomboa anaitwa nani? Kasumwela alienda. Nimebaki peke yangu. Huyu ndugu yangu hatujampoteza 100%.
Na Jalango wako wapi?
Tunaongelea Gen Z movement.
Lakini anamaliza bro. My brother, let me finish. This is a former Gen Z leader. So I'm very hurt if Kebaso on Citizen and I mention our grandfathers. Kalonzo is my grandfather. Yeah? Gachagua is my grandfather. Matiang'i, respectfully, is my grandfather. I've just told you 71% of young people are the Kenyan voters. Why not Morara and Eric Omondi? We're opposition. We have the numbers, we have the muscle, we have the know-how, we have the energy. Yeah? We have youth. Yeah? So ndugu yangu, mimi nitamuongelesha mkizima hizi kamera. Arudi nyumbani. Iende kwa opposition.
Jeff, unajua mazee mimi ni Gen Z na utaniruhusu pia ni bonge kwa hiyo lugha. Si wetu asikie. Kidogo. This is how confused the opposition. Unaona hapa kidogo hata wananipiga man. Wao wenyewe wanapigana. Huyu anataka, huyu hataki. That shows even they reflect their own leaders. Wana reflect their own leaders. Venye tafuta nyumba. Linda tumbo zao. You see, wakati ananiambia nyumba. Unasikia hao ni matajiri. Eriko kwa TikTok zake unaona venye onyesha pesa zake huko. Huyu ni bilionea. Pesa ya Gen Z unajua venye alikula na hizo. Mimi ndio ninaelewa shida ya mama mboga pale. Mama yangu ako Mkuru hadi saa hii anauza mboga, anashonea watu nguo. Wenyewe wanajua ana watch saa hii sauti. Hadi saa hii mama yangu ako huko.
Why? Choose from thousands of realistic voices to use in your content. Change the way you record podcasts, voiceovers, and branded content with the #1 AI-powered voice generating technology. Stop searching for the perfect voice and stop wasting time re-recording take after take. Try 11 Labs for free and start elevating your content today.
And as soon as
Bro, umevaa
gava imekushonea nguo baba. Umekataa kutoa maana mtaa. Why?
I need time to explain.
Okay.
I need time.
Wacha.
To advise millennials ni ngumu sana.
We are Gen Z. We are all Gen Z.
Gen Z mgani yako 40? Gen Z mgani?
Hebu ongea.
Jeff, let me define Gen Z.
No, give me time.
Gen Z, I protect you. Gen Z.
Age is just but a number.
Gen Z is not an age. Gen Z is not an age. Gen Z is a concept.
Hakuna Gen Z concept bwana.
Gen Z
Kalonzo ni mzee sasa hivi. Amesema Kalonzo ni mzee.
It's a philosophy.
Si amesema Kalonzo ni mzee. Mbona Kalonzo?
It's a philosophy.
So amesema
if we are looking for change, if we are fighting for new Kenya, If you want, you're a Gen Z.
This is how confused they are.
You came with your fire extinguisher.
What I was saying.
Bro,
I know what the government.
But you are wearing government suits.
I am a member and I am a team leader, the UDA Gen Z party leader.
Okay.
They need to understand that. I am a student of
2 months ago, you were with us. Ulikuwa na sisi 2 months ago.
So tulia nikupange, tulia mamu. I'm in school. I don't have a job, okay? What I did, ile hustler fund yenye rais alitupea. That's what I took and I bought a motorbike that I use kupiga shughuli zangu napata kakitu. So the government yenye ilitusaidia watu wa Mkuru, nimekwambia ni millionaires. Hawaelewi kenye sisi tunapitia. Unaelewa? Mimi nimezaliwa huko Mkuru, hakuna food, hakuna tacho, hakuna anything. So when the government gave us a house, haikutupea kazi. So at least it reduce burden. Unaelewa? So hiyo burden nikipiga shughuli zangu na bike yangu kulipa mdogo. Ndio nasema hapa RSP Nyota fund 20,000, Hustler fund ya 20,000, nikachukua hiyo bike ni kusaidia kupata food na niende shule nilipe school na nilipe watoto wetu. So the day nitapewa kazi ama nitapata kazi, I'll be able to do that. So guess what I'm saying? I at least rais ametutoa kwa pale chini penye tulikuwa slums. Watu wengi, many thousands of people. So wanakati anaongelea Gen Z, I don't know what he talks about.
Okay, let me ask you this.
We are the real Gen Zs.
Nani alikumake head of Gen Zs in UDA? Nani alikupatia kazi?
My party members, the UDA Gen Zs. We have members of the UDA. We had a caucus and we did that. We're going to caucus a Gen Z. So I'm not the Gen Z leader out there. Unaona wanasema eti Gen Z leader. Morara huyu mzee ndio ananiambia Gen Z leader. So the Gen Zs, look at this. You see what is here? If the cameraman can zoom, these are rubber bullets. This is the cost that price that we paid in 2020.
Bro, don't talk about price hapa wewe. Don't allow nothing. Jeff. Yes. With all due respect, don't tuonyeshe ati your scars. Tukianza kutoa hizi manguo hapa.
Ukitoa hapo ukijishosha huko kama
utalia nikianza kuonyesha vitu vimepitia Jeff. You know kwangu polisi wamekuja mara 3. I have CCTV cameras.
At home.
Do you know the things they did to me? I can never share. One day I'll share.
But don't call yourself a Gen Z.
You know what? Do you know how many times you've gone? So this young brother of mine.
I'm not your brother.
You're my brother. Sasa umevaa yellow umenitoka. Umeenda umecross umetoka. Until unakufanyia nini? You're my brother.
Anybody who
you're my brother. Sasa mimi si brother yako. You are a Kenyan like me. And until 2 months ago, you are speaking the same language I'm speaking. So as we move over to the government side.
Nakabadilika.
Na hata madaja mtoa nini?
Ada atoi
madhara kwa Mkuru.
So ngoja nimalize shule nisome nipate kazi nimtoe. Ananilinganisha na yeye
umeanza kupeana promises kama hizi za Ruto.
Let me help. The good thing about
I'm a small boy.
The good thing about these young people.
Rais atatupeleka singa.
They're outspoken.
And tatoa mama.
They're outspoken. But do they have that vision?
In fact that's where we were going. As you can hear, yes, they are very well spoken. You can tell they have information. But sometimes I tell people, I really talk to so many young guys. Yeah, in Mathare Valley, you'll find me with meetings with young people. I sometimes tell them too much information can still lead you to very little knowledge because you can just be bombarded with information, much of which you're not able to see. We are in the era of misinformation and disinformation, and it is speaking to the hearts of men. Yeah, you will think somebody knows what they're talking about, but really there's the illusion of knowledge. So we are also, this is, I mean, times they've accepted, this is what probably you'll find them go through as well. So it must take them time to really see and understand, what am I saying? The information that I have, is it factual? Is it true? What I'm disseminating? So this is their assignment.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, you know, every time I talk to them, and I'm liking their argument, but also at the same time, you must ask where we want to go. Who defines that assignment? It's us. We will not, like I told you, we shall never outgrow our problems. Akina Eriko na akina Kevaso, you know, and once a year. These are the people to come and finish those assignments. For instance, let me tell you, Jeff, we've been with you here back to back. And most of these things that we are discussing now, I believe we've discussed them on HOT. And remember one time I was telling you, we found, or this administration through and through, they have found, let me say, issues that we thought were dealt with, or some that we believed, and many Kenyans believed, that this administration could have done better. Because you just don't wake up one day, Jeff, and you realize, wow, we have a deficit of 120,000 teachers. You just don't wake up one day and realize this. Yeah, it is something that grows with time. You just don't wake up one day and realize, wow, we have a major deficiency in something called housing. I like what this gentleman is doing, whether we like it or not. These are facts. I've been to these housing projects, the affordable housing, and it's changing, because if we don't do something, me and you, Jeff, this is not a problem deferred. It's a problem growing. What am I saying? If we don't bring up these houses, guess what will grow? Slums will grow. If we don't talk about food now, as we are doing, just the other day, there were activists wearing what? Sufurias on their heads. Why are they not doing it now? Because somebody sat, created solutions. All right? Can we sit back and say, once we do these 100 mega dams, what will that do to our food production?
Question.
Yeah, just a minute. When we sit back and say, once we get everybody covered on healthcare, universal healthcare, because it's part of our constitution, we say this is what we voted for. What will Kenya look like? Even if we don't get to the peak.
Okay.
What will really these gentlemen doing?
Morara has a question for you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
My biggest disappointment sometimes with government is you say what you have not done as if it has been done. And until Morara goes out there and shows people in the Vampire Diaries that it has not been done, you're not willing to accept that you've not done it. For instance, I'll ask you, surely, you're saying we used to wear sufurias on our head, now we are not because somebody created solutions. Which solutions are these? Yet the economy is worse than it was when we were wearing sufurias. How many jobs has the government created for young people? Because you are graduating almost 500,000 people every year, and you take maybe 1,000 people to Saudi Arabia to go and be slaves. How can you call that job creation? The only way to create job, let me help you, by the way, for free. Today, let me be the government advisor for free. Look, if you guys want to create jobs, stop struggling to create jobs as government. Government is a bad businessman. Open up this economy. Let investors be able to invest in this country. What does an investor need? Number one, land. Can land in this country, please, for God's sake, be predictable? So that I don't buy land, then it turns out it has 2 title deeds, it has 2 green cards, the files disappeared, it used to be public land, how did it get a title, and so on and so forth. Let land be predictable, that's number one. 2, let the process of change of user from agricultural to industrial for an investor be seamless and free. 3, bullying by government agencies. Oh, you NEMA these, NEMA wants these, and they want a bribe of $1 million, you are 2 million. Cut off those bureaucracies. Number 4, provide power. There is no industry that is going to run without power. We need power. Once you provide enough power. Number 5, financial inclusion. Nobody is going to borrow at 25% when their profit margin is 10% and make a profit. Make finance available affordably. I just came from China a month ago. Do you know how much they are borrowing percentage? They are borrowing at 3%, 3% per annum. Imagine, so if a Chinese borrows $1 billion at 3% and I'm borrowing at 20%, I will never ever catch up, even if I throw. Let me just finish.
That's why you need
let me just finish. If you do these things, you will bring industrialization to this country. What is the meaning of industrialization? Industrialization is jobs. Because right now we are importing everything. This watch I'm wearing is imported. This shirt is imported. This tie is imported. This phone is imported. These shoes are imported. This file is imported. This paper used to be made at Webuye. Right now it is imported. The tea I took to come here, the milk nowadays comes from Uganda. The sugar that I put there comes from Pakistan. Surely, if everything is coming from outside, when will young people of this country, with all these brains that they have and this energy they have, create things?
Let me add. Morara has taken the right direction. We are advising the government.
The government?
Yes.
For free?
For free.
For free. We don't want to be
I like that. So I will add. Just have fights here.
Yes.
I'll tell you what these are.
Go on.
And it's it. This is the solution. This is the new Kenya. This is what we need.
It's right there in these colored files.
Yes, they're all here. But before I get there...
And he has 2 yellow.
Yes. Just to add, Morara ameongea a lot of sense, but with a lot of technicalities. So mamangu akiwa pale nyumbani anaweza kosa.
Simplified.
So let me simplify. Let me speak the Wanjiko's language. The government is actually working overtime. I agree. Only working on the wrong things. Unaelewa? Our priorities are upside down. We have affordable housing. Jeff, I keep telling you, there is no single homeless Kenyan in this country. There's no Kenyan who's homeless. Hata hawa chokola, mi interact now. Na wapeanga do. Saa zingine nawasema, wewe kwenye ni wapi? Ni Murang'a. Wewe kwenye ni Kakamega. Wewe kuja bro, kwenye ni wapi? Ni Rongai. Wali hepa home. There is no homeless Kenyan. You will never meet one. As Africans in this country, tuko na maushago. Housing is not a problem. So when you take all this energy, all this focus, all these resources, and you put in housing, kwa huyu boy wangu, unampea nyumba, hujasaidia future yake. That's why leo nitakwambia. Free education. Yeah? Actual free healthcare. Yeah? Hizi vitu the government wamefocus, watoto wasome. Juu wako na kwao. Jeff, we are not desperate of shelter. Hakuna mtu ana nyumba. Hakuna, hadi Nairobi hakuna, Kakamega hakuna. Hakuna mtu analala kwa street. Ni watoto tu. Hata hao mama wananga hapo Nation Center. They go back to some home. Maybe the kids will run away from. So housing is not a problem in this country. Health is, education is. Yeah? And if you educate a child, you freed them. Wewe ni mtu ataenda mbali. So we need free education. Nataka explain shortly on these files niko nazo hapa. You need free education, you need actual free healthcare. I keep saying actual free healthcare, yeah? Na venye Morara amesema, just deal with taxes. Jeff, unajua nilienda pale tao nikapigania nikimwaga kibuyu to get attention. Kibuyu ilikuwa ikala. Ilikuwa kala ya UDA, hizo vibuyu. Nikazimwaga pale. And then wakakuja wakasema, tumewasikia. Jeff wakaongeza kerosene by 31 shillings, sijui pesa ngapi. Now, Jeff, you and I and Morara, and my brother who has two names like Miguna, and Chairman Napa.
You forgot the yellows.
Yes, and we can afford, we don't use kerosene. Over 70% of Kenyans in the villages, in Kibra, uko kwa Mukuru, wanatumia mafuta taa.
Correct.
Sasa wewe umeongeza mafuta taa, ukareduce. Reduce nini? Priorities. Priorities.
Priorities. Look at our budget. Jeff, our budget is 4.2 trillion. Correct. 30% of that budget goes where? It goes to education. Correct. Karibu 700 billion. Correct. Ukiangalia education sector yetu, does it look like 700 billion? You know, I had this week the Ruaraka land case, came back to the internet. It's from the Ministry of Education. And I had everybody mentioning Matiang'i. You know, sometimes people stop fighting corruption. The government fights corruption only when it suits a political interest. And sometimes they do corruption as public lynching. If one day I'm given in charge to be in charge of that corruption, I'll do my work properly. Because I kept asking myself, okay, fine, you people want to achieve a political goal. Let's say you want to fight corruption in the Ministry of Education. In this whole scandal of Ruaraka land case, where the hell is the PS Belio Kipsang, who is the accounting officer of the ministry, who was in the ministry for 20 years? He was there when NEMIS scandal was happening. He was there when the textbook scandal was happening. 90% of the fake schools are in Rift Valley. Then you have a whole scandal. You know, it's all over the news. It's called the Ruaraka scandal. But the PS is missing, and I'm wondering, the PS is the one who signs the money. You are looking for the figurehead, the one who comes to TV to explain policy.
I can't wait to give the solution. I want to give you the solution.
So if you want to solve the problem in Kenya, can we please fight corruption truthfully, not as a political tool?
Explain
not
to
as
me.
A political tool.
It sounds like you're holding brief for Matiang'i.
Yeah, no, come on. No, I'm being honest.
Where I would take Morara, yes, and it's a good thing that he's brought the issue of Ruaraka land. By the way, Morara, very few people have read the true report. Forget about the judges. The judges ruled. The three-bench judges, they ruled. Parliament actually sat with this case. But there's a very important report many of you have not read. I believe you've not read.
Which one?
There's something called the John Ololtua report. Have you ever read that report?
I've not read the John
7879-4. That was Raraka land. John Ololtua report depicted who,
Jeff, I have this.
who actually was to blame on all that. And by the way, something else you may not know, because I read the report. At that time, I think it's around that time, Fred Matiang'i was the Minister of Education, but also Kaimanyi, I think, had left. He was also acting Minister of Lands. So see where it puts him. So what I would tell you, Morara, so that at least you have a just, so that you just have
the PS,
so that you can have,
so that you can have a just. Is he being spared because he's from the tribe of the president?
No. They are all mentioned. No, they are all mentioned.
Why is he missing in the Ruaraka land case? Yet he's the one who signs off on the money.
Go read the John Ololtua.
Who signs off on money in the ministry? Let's talk about that. Who signs off on money? Ni nani sahihi yake inatoa pesa kwa account?
Go read the John Ololtua's report.
All right, guys.
Yeah?
We're losing
and
focus
see,
here.
and we'll tell you. So very quickly, there's something that he said, which I agree. Yeah? When it comes to things like power, Morara, I agree with you 100%.
We need 10,000 megawatts.
Yeah, and I told you, we didn't wake up to the realization, guys. Oh, since President William Ruto came in, we just realized we have a serious deficit of power. No, these are, it progresses, whether we like it or not. When you become an MP, and I pray you do, these are the problems that will face you. I told you, we can never, as a country, whether you are one or the people will come after you, we cannot. By nature, we cannot.
Government spokesman, do you know that the highest cost of power is taxes?
You see, no.
60% of the cost of our power is taxes.
No. What you need.
Am I lying, Eric?
Again.
Why is our power expensive? See tax.
If we had
so what's your appetite
we
on
are
tax?
not. Listen, we are not producing enough power. It is a
taxing power.
Morara, it's a little. It's a simple.
The
president gave
1,400.
An example. I thought you had that example. The president said, I think he was in the US somewhere, and this company came and said, we want to set up data centers in Kenya.
It was Google or something.
Yeah. And then they realized what they needed was actually, I think, 100,000. Yeah. 100,000 megawatts.
We have 3,200.
My friend, how would you? So when you're talking about employment, that is an opportunity that has gone. These people are ready to invest. Number two, Morara, because you raised a very pertinent point. You raised a very pertinent, and on what you raised, please go watch this video many times, Jeff, because that is a very important point. But what also is needed, a critical part that is needed, and Eric, we are probably not talking about this much. The government must also produce a conducive environment. So every time tunaenda gatao kutupa madram, na every time tunaenda kukuasha no matao, 5 billion. You imagine how many investors do you know who will invest in a country where these people are?
How much do we lose to corruption?
Where we are having 6
You said what we lose to Mandamano. How much do we lose to corruption?
Mandamano.
We digress.
I'm coming. We are digressing. Omwanza has a point to make.
Yeah, then you come to me.
I'm just seated here. Na wakati nasikia mtu anasema kwamba housing ama nyumba sio kitu ya maana. It really pains me. I'm just reflecting where we have come from. This is what I like to say. Just like my good brother is talking about holding brief for his party leader. For me, I won't hold a brief. I'll just preach the gospel of my dad. My dad, the 5th president of this republic, Dr. William Samoei Ruto.
Which is the same.
What he has done for this country.
Brief.
What he has done. No, I'm just preaching. And
you are even wearing his suit, so just talk. We've understood you.
Party member. This is the point.
Your dad.
My dad, in 2027, I'll tell you that. But by now, what we have seen, the president is so going to Raila Baba. Is my dad because the father of the nation and ninajua Kenya amefanya. I have my own reasons. So why is it that it's wrong calling William Ruto?
Ongea asikunyang'anya suti yako ya yellow.
You were so against him for so long.
No, not for so long. Not for so long.
He just said he saw the light.
Yeah, I mean, did you hear what he told you?
Just
he
like many
lived in a slum. Yeah. And what probably you're not appreciating, guys, the two of you, I know probably Morara would appreciate. What you're not appreciating is where he lived.
Hello, gonna deliver here. Join Uber One for only 280 shillings a month and enjoy free deliveries and discounts on food, groceries, and rides. Uber Eats, for the love of food.
Nairobi is touched as one of the most amazing cities in Africa. Yet you have, in this great city, families who wake up in the middle of the night not knowing where to go and defecate. Hakuna choo, Jeff.
And I'm not telling you just one question. I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you something I read or what you saw. No, not one question.
Where I grew up, by the way, don't let these suits and the Bruno Mali shoes, don't let them cheat you. I grew up in an amazing place called Mathare Valley.
Just let me, I like this narrative. Listen. You grew up in Madari. When I came to Nairobi,
wait. You come to Nairobi. You were born here.
Wait first. So when I came to I'm coming to you. You were born in
Madari.
Yeah. Today you're on Citizen. You are the
government spokesman.
Government spokesman from Madari.
Yes.
When I came to Nairobi, you amjuki Kisumu kuna fulani inaitwa Obunga, where I used to live. When I came to Nairobi, 6 nikaenda Undugu, inaitwa Silanga, hapa Kibra. That's where I lived with my cousin, the late, anaitwa Diego, anaitwa Sukuku. I lived in Kibera. Wewe unaishi Mukuru. Wewe umetoka?
Mimi niliingia Nairobi nikaishi
Listen, we are all from the slum, right?
They don't understand what we're going
to. You don't look like I
was speaking, Jeff.
I have a very important question.
I think a very important one. Trying to make it involve.
Let me finish.
I have a very important
Eric came, alikuja Nairobi kutafuta kazi. Sisi tumezaliwa hapa. Mimi na familia yetu watoto 6 na wazazi wawili, karumu kadogo kama bati. Mnalala intern. Anasema hakuna mtu wa Nairobi eti mwenye hana place ya kulala. Tunalala wana hawa, unaenda na zurura. Hata nimalize. Warara ni mtoto wa MP.
Have a question for one of you.
Is a cool kid. Haelewi kile chini wanateseka. Unazurura, unaenda kuchemba.
Let me ask. Can I ask a question?
They cannot talk for the people at the Saini venye nimepewa wako ka studio, at least nimeona government imenijali. Government imetutoa Maria, imetupeleka huko. Kama unapewa nyumba, uko na ngong super highway unapita. Kama hujapewa nyumba, kuna ndugu yako anafanya kazi Bomas. Kama sio Bomas, kuna dada yako. Kama hajapata nyumba, then it means the president kuna kitu amemfanyia. Maybe akona girlfriend wa Ajir na Ajir kuna barabara ama pigwa nyota ama
let me ask one question.
These people don't know suffering.
You must listen, bro.
Unazenda kushikwa na ujipili. Watu wengi unatumia vijana unatumia kulipa 500 na watu wako wakiteseka. Activists have no place.
This one question will solve all your problems, by the way.
Mwanza, hata huyu ametoka mbali.
Sawa.
Alikuja Nairobi kufanya kazi.
Nauliza swali.
Millionaire. Umeona pesa
He was not always a millionaire.
Can I ask you one question that will solve all your problems? Just one question that will solve this whole problem. Jeff, between giving somebody a house and improving the economy so that somebody can make money and build themselves a house.
But don't continue.
Which one is important?
Don't continue. So Jeff, let me finish. I want this. Before I make my point, I want my young brother. Kesho nitampigia simu anipeleke kwa serikali. Nipewe kitu alipewa. Nipewe kitu alipewa. Nikule kitu amekula. Acha nitaka. This passion.
I'm just a patriotic member.
6 days later,
you are not worried of goons.
Baka amevaa.
We'll have to discuss that one.
Speaking of which,
yes.
Wait a minute.
Goons.
We'll have to discuss that one.
We have rallies.
By the way,
we have to discuss your government, man.
We have to discuss that.
They walk with goons.
Something we have to talk about, seriously. But you know, my good friend Morara raised a very, again, great pertinent questions. And what Eriko is saying. You see, Morara, for us to talk about the economy, you know, we cannot talk about it as if the degradation of the economies happened last week. You have to look at how far. Exactly. There's a process called the economic degradation process. And when it's happening, you might actually think you're doing very well. Where Kenya was, Morara, where Kenya was when President Ruto was coming into power, and the forecast, the economic forecast,
was
even
we are defaulting.
And people are thinking, we were among the countries earmarked to default. Today, we are seeing a different tune. The amount of money alone we've been able to raise and the strategies that have been put in place. If you look at a place like NSSF, where for 60 years, the only saving we had was about 320 billion. For 60 years.
What happened to the rest?
That was our savings for 60 years. Fast forward to today, we've doubled that. In about 2.5, 3 years max.
Okay, you're changing the subject now.
No, but we're talking. No. I'm just telling you. He talked about the economy. I'm saying it's not easy from where we were to where we are now.
But when you became president, you knew it's not easy.
You must
and if he thought it's easy, you shouldn't be president.
No. It's not about.
Between building somebody a house, ask a very simple question. Kati ya kujengea mtu nyumba na kuimprove economy ajijengea nyumba yake venye anataka, which is important.
So against activists that you send goons to protest.
Who's against?
I will answer that.
Yeah, goons work with police.
Come on, where the goons come from?
Let me tell you, this issue about this issue about
kulikuwa na police
issue about
police walikuwa na escort
policemen there.
This issue about goons again. First of all, it must be condemned by everybody. You know, me sitting here, somebody may say,
including the police that work with goons,
and that's what I'm hearing you say, our people, our government. No. Again, this is something we've seen, Jeff, me and you growing up. You remember the Chinkoronkoro from these guys. You remember Mungiki. What were they? You know, at one point they would even go and put up their own
policy. Chinkororo is still there. It's community policy.
You see?
So
these are goons. No. By the way, it's like you're telling me, Mungiki.
So the goons
are people protecting them.
No, you should all condemn them.
Why are you likening Mungiki to Chinkororo? There's a difference.
Why do they get away with it?
No, these are vigilante.
Why do they get away?
These are people.
Jeff,
these are people.
Jeff,
do you know where Chinkororo came from, Jeff?
Hold on.
If there was a gap in security, people decided to protect themselves.
Kenya police were deployed, Chairman. Kenya police were deployed to Haiti.
Yes.
They're back, right?
Yes, most of them.
That is how it began in Haiti. Pole to evil. And that's where we're headed. Chaos in this country, supported, backed, protected by the government. Government using young people who are unemployed to further
the goals.
Yeah. So kama Morana anaenda, huyo alipigwa na goons. Hapo nini? Hapo
Bomas.
Broad daylight, cameras are on, hakuna mtu ameshika.
Na mbunge ya state officer.
So these people, we all know as Kenyans, are protected, are funded by the Kenyan government. That's why hakuna mtu asiyekuwa held accountable.
I've never had,
so I have a video of goons where 2 people died in Keumbu of Kisii this week. Na kuna 3 policemen wamesimama wanachunga goons. Mtu anaanguka. There's video evidence. Goonism, but there are very many types of goonism. With all due respect, huyu amekatwa bench. Ananiguni na hizi hapa.
How can I change
a good example is here. So lazima tuwe physical.
Jeff, even Naomi in Borabu constituency has been hiring goods to chase. Naomi.
Let me say this.
Who's Naomi? Naomi is the missing, the zero MP of Borabu constituency. The one who
but he's a man.
He's not.
It's a he.
But we're giving our quote.
Jeff, Naomi hires goons in Borabu, but I've been able to contain.
If there are people, if there are people who want to bring this country down, are the persons on my left and my right? These are the people who fund goons to come to the CBD.
But you're a goon. I can explain why you're a goon.
We funded you.
You're a goon. Wewe goon kwa nini? Sikiza. Wewe goon.
Okay, to my question,
this is the point. How is it? How is it that
he's a goon? Have we ever funded you?
How is it that every time kuna maandamano, these people with their leader, you know, the chief goon, they impeached, you know, the one who was sacked in 2006, the one who stole the people the relief food.
Who told you
Anajuanga aje kwamba kunaenda kutokea kwamba kutakuwa na goonism and all that. Is the chief goon, is the one who does all this.
Wezi wanajuanga aje.
Ndio inalipa hao goons. This patriotism, you can be able to
so mtu ameafford ni mwenye anakunulia suti ya yellow. Unakubali kununuliwa suti ya yellow?
I'm wearing this because of my party UDA. A party that Kenya Kwanza government. A party that is working for the Kenyan people. The Kenyan people, rise in 3 years, amepigwa vita na maandamano ya sufuria. In 2024, Gen Z wamempiga vita. 2025 ndio hata hana time ya kufanya kazi.
You told me not to hold
my dad the other day walikuwa nasema afanyi kazi, analala, anaiba. Sasa hiyo wanasema aje, hii pesa anatoa wapi ya kufanya kazi? Bwana, what was Uhuru doing with our money? What was Uhuru doing with our money?
You're messing up my
Bruno Mali.
Hold
on.
My dad is a leader.
All right.
My dad is a leader.
Okay.
Put him at 8 a.m.
All right, gentlemen. I think we're going to have to switch position. You, Gabriel,
the truth of the matter is you have to switch here.
But what I'm saying is, my dad is a leader. The reason why these people hate my dad is because my dad,
your dad is status quo.
Wale watu walikuwa wanajenga nyumba wanauzia watu mamilioni, saa hizo nyumba tunapewa for free.
So if Ruto is your dad,
unaelewa? Ile saa yenye walikuwa naipa NHIF, saa hii baba yangu ameitengeneza. Ruto is a father of this nation and he's doing a lot.
If he's your dad, why hasn't he removed your mom from where you told us she is?
What else has he done?
Yes.
For me,
not for you personally, for people like you.
I mean, even the blind is seeing. Even the deaf can hear what our president has done. Every county
we're not blind.
Kenya is a construction site as we speak. Ukipita hapa Kenyatta Avenue unaweza angukiwa na mawe ya kutengeneza barabara. Ukienda Ngong Super Highway ndio hiyo. Ukienda Gikomba ndio hiyo inaenda. Kamukunji ndio hiyo. Talanta Stadium ndio hiyo inakuja. Raila Amolo Odinga International Stadium. Let me tell you this. What did Jomo Kenyatta give us? City Stadium in 10 years. In 24 years, Moi gave us what? Nyayo na katupea Kasarani. Mwai Kibaki alitupea stadium gani? Hakuna. Uhuru Kenyatta alitupea stadium gani? Hakuna. Hiyo stadium na vijana wetu wenye wako pale mtaa wanafanya kazi huko. Sasa hii tunapigwa arena na tunapigwa nini nyingine tena mola hapo ndani. Unaelewa? Sasa kila pahali hata aseme muulize kwao ni wapi. Atajua Kenya.
Lakini Kibaki alitupatia Thika Super Highway usisahau.
Thika Super Highway na pia Uhuru alitupa nini? Expressway yenye tuwezi pitia sisi wenye hatuna magari. Boda yangu ipite huko. But rais ametupiga hapo mabarabara, SHA inafanya nini. Affordable hostel nilikuwa nimesahau kusema hiyo. Enda MMU, angalia hostels zenye watu wanakaa. Sasa imefika almost 4th floor. Who did that? What was Uhuru doing with our money? That is my dad and we will vote for him. Gen Z's, naongelea Gen Z na hosi Gen Z. Gen Z's in 2027 10th August. Saa 2 saa 3 tutakuwa tumekafunga kabisa.
Goons mnatoa wapi?
Goons ni hao leader tumbo zao. Mbona kwa mikutano zao ndio kuna kuanga tu na goons kila wakati. Mbona huyu goons anajifunga kwa mkokoteni akienda parliament? Huyu sio goon. This is the goon. Mtu mwenye anafunga barabara hajapeana notice ya demonstration according to the law. Huyo ndio nani? This is the chief goon that I'm having here.
So
actually anafuata kukujiwa. He's the chief goon. He's the chief goon who wants to bring our country down.
What a goon ajibu.
What a goon ajibu.
Jeff, you need security.
Jeff,
wow.
Jeff, the transformation, the metamorphosis within just 60 days. This young brother of mine has changed from black to literally, is it orange? Yellow. I may change within 60 days. Bro, nipeleke mali ulipelekwa. Nipeleke kesho. Jeff nimekubali. What has been given.
Affordable housing.
As I finish, unaambia wacha niongee. Just let me finish. Excuse Jeff. I will repeat. Kenya does not have a housing problem. It has never had. As I was finishing before I was interrupted rudely, when umetoka Madare, umetoka?
Ni wa soko mjinga.
So atulia nimalize bro. Soko mjinga is a slum.
Kawangware.
Mimi nimetoka Ubunga nikakuja Kibera, huyu ni wa Mukuru. Right now, huyu ni spokesman.
Mimi ni wa Kiambaa.
Wewe toka kwa hiyo.
Wewe ni wa Ushago.
Wewe matumbo wewe.
Matumbo, wewe matumbo.
Huyu ni MP
Borabu constituency.
Huyu ni government spokesman. Mimi ni comedian Africa, the best comedian in Africa.
Correct.
Na huyu ni street boy. Huyu ni Gen Z leader.
Mini street boy.
UDA. But we are all from the slums. Yeah. It means we can climb. We don't have Alilala, Akulala kwa street. No wonder he's here today. It's not a problem. But education is. Health is a big one. So priorities, I will repeat again, there's no Kenyan who is homeless. We don't have a housing problem. We've never had one. Ever since 1963. The government is focusing on the wrong priorities.
Okay, but Eric, you said that a couple of times, and
I'm waiting to
say something about goons.
I want
to say something about goons.
Eric, you've been a subject of goons.
Jeff, are you Jeff?
Chief goon.
What animalize?
You, Jeffy.
Jeff.
Goon for hire.
Jeff Koinange.
Yes.
Unaitwa Jeff ama Jeff?
Jeff Nisa.
Jeff, allow me to now say this. I have been arrested since 2023 August. I've been arrested 19 times. And the culture of goonism, I have witnessed it introduced, grown, and now it's fully fledged by the government. First hand, on the streets. Just 2 days before June 25th, I was shooting something at Archives, an advert. And a day before, there was a rally with guys dressed in yellow. Big rally at the other side of Archives. Ndio walikuwa wanajiita vijana na Ruto. Kusema tutaki maandamano. So nikienda kutoka hivi gari yangu ilikuwa pale, wakaniona. Eriko kuja hapa. Bro, I jumped literally on a border and I punched the rider. Kusema bro tuende. Because a young man who was holding me, nikaribu nianguke. Because I am the enemy. Yeah? When unatuharibia hapa, I witnessed goonism in its highest form a week ago, or 1.5 weeks ago. The people who were caught during Gen Z, wakalalishwa chini, wengine walichapwa. Walikuwa na kama polisi. Wakasema walitumwa na gava. You get? It's on video. The government, through policemen, witnessed in Kiumbu, where I built a house for that young boy. Tuliona polisi watatu, amongst, within, actually surrounding and protecting the goons. And that's how we know they're from the government. Who are throwing stones, na moja ikagonga mtu alikuwa amehangwa, Prado akanguka, wakawenda wakamstone, na polisi ana watch. Yeah? The culture of goonism. There's a young man who we lost, Juzi, shot, dead. Yeah? Na the situation zake kusema walikuwa nakani kama alishutiwa, anaitwa Otieno, sijui someone. Hapa, I think ni Kayole. Yeah, hata hajazikwa. Yeah? Goonism, Kenya is turning chaotic and at the wrong time because it's getting worse as we go into the elections. And I want to look at this camera and talk to every young person who's listening to Eric Omondi. I pray not, but you will die and leave your wife, your young wife, your young children, and your very grieved mother or father. And these people will move on. Do not allow yourself to be used because of 200 shillings. I know the problem stems from unemployment. So the government will use that. Because wanataka do haraka. But utatumwa enda kwa event. Ushasikia event ya government imekuwa na chaos. Since when? Never ever. You are paid the bare minimum, 150 shillings, and you're given a rungu. Ule mtu alipigwa the senator wa Vihiga. Osotsi. I went home and thought, at his age, Jeff, at your age, when you see anyone past 50, hatujua kuna condition gani. You see the way it was alipigwa. Jeff, hakuna mtu ako jela.
Paka leo.
We have, the sun is up, the cameras are running,
CCTV,
citizen wameran. Babu wino kasema, uwa anaitwa Jono Nyango, anaishi house number 4, Nyalenda. Yes. She is a free man. Explain that to me. Explain that to me. You understand? So, kama kuna kitu,
Click Brain has been completely rebuilt. Me, Brain too. Now, work is easy. All I have to do is ask what I should do next.
The time of young people in the wrong things, using them to fight against their own, yeah? These are people, when wangekuwa job, Jeff, wangekuwa employed, wangekuwa educated. I
want to say something about goons.
I'll come to you, Gabe.
I've had an experience of goons less than 1 week, about a week ago. Yes, in Borabu constituency. I'd started auditing NGCDF projects. Where is money being allocated and how is it being spent? And I happened to encounter the member of parliament who happened to meet at a funeral. And being a leader, I was given an opportunity to speak. In fact, he's the one who gave me an opportunity to speak. I was not interested in speaking, but he insisted that I must speak. So I said, huyu mbunge kwa sababu ameita shida, wacha niende. He has called the problems, let the problems go to him. So he gave me the microphone, and you see, I really wanted to not tell the truth, but I ended up telling the truth, that this is how money is being utilized, and these are not rumors. I have come with the audit reports. They are here. This is how your money is being utilized. Do you know what happened while I was speaking? A goon jumped and snatched the microphone from me. And immediately the goon snatched the microphone from me. The member of parliament has a police officer who guards him. I saw the police officer to be well-trained to contain the situation, not escalate the situation, because he's a trained officer. Do you know what he did? He reached out for his gun, for his pistol, in front of all mourners. And I wondered why. Look, if what I'm saying, you do not like it, let me finish. You have the benefit of having the microphone first. Allow people to speak. So we have a culture of intolerance. We have a culture where people are going to funerals and public meetings with goons. And why are these goons available? That is where we need to ask the first question. Somebody goes to school. The mother sells a cow. Let's imagine a mother in Kiabonyor ward in Borabu constituency. Anauza ng'ombe, anapeleka huyu shule. This person goes to school, they work very hard, they've been told that if you work very hard, your tomorrow will be better than today. Then they pass very well, then they go to university and the village is happy, people do contributions. Somewhere around second year, this person, they have to sell land. They sell a piece of land, this person works very hard, they graduate with a degree in civil engineering. And we all, load a bus to Nairobi to go and, or Nanyuki or wherever the university is to go and celebrate our son or our daughter has, graduated. Then they come back to the village. Year 1, no job. Year 2, no job. Year 3, no job. If it's a lady, already ashawekwa mimba. Mwenye amemweka mimba, hayuko ready kuishi na yeye kwa sababu hata yeye hana kazi. If it's a gentleman, ashaingia kwa pombe, ashaingia kwa betting, ashaingia kwa aviator. So youths wako tu pale kwa village, wako tu idle. Hawana kitu ya kufanya. Saa hizi, nikiambia youths niko na pesa, I need 500 youths. Kuna mtu tunaenda kupiga mahali fulani, bebeni panga kila mtu. They will come, they will not ask who, and they will not ask where. When we reach there, that is when they will say, oh, kumbe it was our relatives. I might take them somewhere and then they are shocked to find out that I was actually taking them to fight their relatives. So people have weaponized poverty, the weaponization of poverty. And that is why even voter bribery is coming in. Because people are so poor and desperate that you can sit them. I saw a member of parliament sitting people in the rain, kwa matope, awapatie pesa because they are desperate. Somebody else gives watu unga ambayo imeandikwa not for sale. Unaona unga imeandikwa not for, hadi sukari imeandikwa not for sale, meaning it's not fit for human consumption. But people are lining up to receive those distributions. So this desperation that is coming from economic degradation, that is coming from unemployment, is the reason why people are available for goons. And I just want to tell the young people that are out there, mimi kijana kama nyinyi. I know sometimes mnaniangalia nikiwa hapa Citizen TV mnashindwa, ule boy labda alikuwa na godfather alifikaje pale. But I want to tell you, of course ni tough kufika hapa. But first we have to own this country, kwanza ikuwe yetu. We don't have any other country mali tunaweza kimbia. This is our country. Once we own it na ni yetu, kitu ya pili, every 5 years huwa tunapata opportunity ya kubadilisha leaders. Please and please, do not be used for violence. Number 2, don't be bribed to vote. Because ukishakuwa bribed to vote, you've accepted poverty as your way of life.
Okay, Gabe, Champ, let me ask you this question. Yeah. You talk about weaponizing poverty. And Morata makes a really solid point there. Hunger for hire, because people are so desperate.
Indeed. A wise man once said that democracy in the hands of a fool can be a very dangerous tool. And I hope not those fools to use democracy and make it a dangerous tool. Indeed, it has provided a space for all of us. And I remember, just like Morari is saying, I remember growing up, around the same nuance that we are talking about. Even though today it's something different. Back in the day, you were told, hey, tulikuwa tunajita mora, kuna mora, MP fulani anakuja, nyinyi endeni mzushe tu noma. And then the norma was to go and, make noise, to counter whatever they are saying, boos and what have you. And sometimes it would escalate into stones and what have you. And I think here we are talking about nearly 20 years ago. You will find it's more or less the same of what we are witnessing. And so when I say I talk to young people, and what Eriko has just said, I think he was facing one of the cameras trying to talk to the youth, it's the same thing I would utter. Just remember, because it happens, politicians are known to do that. And here I'm not talking about politician, from whether it's the ruling party or whether it's in the opposition. Here we are talking about the vice of hiring people to do either create nuisance or damage, whatever it is. I have not heard, and I've been into so many spaces, what Eriko is saying that government is hiring goons. No. If there is an XYZ politician known to do that, then he must face the full wrath of the law.
All right, gentlemen, there's plenty of feedback coming in very thick and fast. Very thick. Are you there?
Yeah, plenty.
Yeah.
So, Abel. Oh, sorry.
Asha Mike.
On now.
Richie Hub. Hello, Jeff. Can you tell Morara awache kutubeba ufala? He is the one who instructed most youth to boycott political parties because they were ethnic biased. Why did he jump from Inject Party to Jubilee? What to see Mafala?
Anarudi.
Anarudi wapi?
Jibu.
Yeah, Richie is talking about the movement from Inject Party to Jubilee Party. Yeah. So there's a difference between the Kenya we want and the Kenya that we are living in. The Kenya that we are living in, when I go to the village to talk to a mama pale Kiabonyo ward, she tells me anataka salamu ya Matiang'i na anataka kuniona kwa kofia ya red. So sometimes I may have very brilliant ideas, but nobody in the village is going to listen to these brilliant ideas if I don't come in a red cape and nispoleta salamu ya Dr. Fred Matiang'i. So we have to be practical. I'm sure.
So what's wrong with
yellow? Look, I didn't say there's anything wrong.
It's wrong.
There's something wrong with you leaving your mother
those
there.
Political parties. You are in Jubilee.
If Ruto is your dad,
you sold out.
No, if Ruto is your dad,
who trusted you?
your dad
who trusted you,
mama yako basi belongs to your dad. Why has he not removed it from there?
Kwani baba Raila Amolo
So let me finish my point so that it doesn't get lost. My point is this. There's a difference between the Kenya we want and the Kenya we are living in. Some of the politicians, the political parties they are in, they wish they were not there. But the reality of politics ensures that they are there. Now, we don't like how the table is set, but we've come to reset the table. And that is why I'm telling the young people, kama umeona mimi nimeingia Jubilee, na umeona ni move mzuri, fuata mimi tuende huko Jubilee tukue wengi, so that we drive the policy inside Jubilee. Tukiwa wengi, then we say, on this 2027 election, hii Jubilee party hatutaki ikuwe na candidate yeyote kwa debe mwenye ako corrupt. Sio story itaisha hapo juu tuko wengi.
Yeah.
Next is from Sir Nixon, who says, gentlemen, is the political activism really a match to the billions of shillings that we see manipulating the systems and paving straight ways for the unwanted to unfortunate? So that's an observation. Yes, next, Jeff.
Next, Limo Kipto says, he has found out that viral videos on TikTok and X don't vote in Borabo constituency. Jeff, kudos to Morara. This isn't political hypocrisy, it's political realism.
Exactly. In Kisii region,
Jeff,
if you don't say Fred Matiang'i before your speech,
let me speak on your behalf.
They won't listen.
Let me speak on your behalf. Jeff, I don't know whether this is legal, yeah?
Go on.
But in 2027, mimi, mama yangu, hope I watch, atatafuta ID yake sana. Siku ya kuvote. Otis!
How do we progress as
Let me tell you why. Jeff.
His own mother.
Let me tell you why.
Yes.
If you don't vote,
because
atatafuta ID.
Paka kote.
Otis ilikuwa hapa wapi kitambulisho? You know why? Because of what Marara is saying. We need to change this country, and there's the old mentality. And that's what we're doing away with. And that's why I'm still going to talk to my brother Tambaya Chai. With all due respect to Jubilee and Fred Matiang'i, who I respect, he should be our opposition leader.
But
let me finish. So my mother comes from a generation of Moi, yeah, and I believe in symbolism and practice, which is very sad. This young man,
according to you, according to
2026, yellow colors. So my mother, she doesn't care about what vision. He's looking for party colors. After joining
90% of the voters in the
90%, and that's where we have bad leadership. You see? So I don't want him to give up the fight. I don't want him to give up the fight.
Why don't you educate your mother?
I agree. She don't listen.
And I vote the right person.
Listen.
So if the mother...
What party are you running with? What party will you be running with?
I want to inject party. Let me tell you.
Every vote
counts. So this is your party.
Set me up.
Is your party
leader. Where's my party leader?
Yeah, you are the party
leader. Jeff.
So a party within a party.
You're the people who are bringing this
party within a party
to vote.
Okay.
My team is going to kill me for this. Jeff called me back here after 5 weeks.
5 weeks?
Yes.
What's going to happen?
We have a Gen Z party.
But it's not a Gen Z.
Registered.
Sawa.
And ready.
Okay, let's move on, Jeff.
And ready.
Okay.
Asipo do you?
Nyaga says, ask Morara and Eric, who are saying the government of President William Ruto has not done anything to solve unemployment. Who are the people working in the 240 affordable housing sites, 400 markets, 32 stadiums, 6,000 kilometers of tarmac roads, and they Kenyans? Facts are not popular.
That is a professional good.
No, but you see, it's not a professional good.
Let me respond to this. Allow me to respond to this. Look at that name there. It's Nyaga. Umeona hiyo H ya mwisho. Huyo ni Gen Z. Nyaga wengine wanaandikanga Nyaga inaishi hapo. So that's a Gen Z, and that's portraying the millions of Gen Zs who are seeing what the government is doing. Watu wanatengeneza hiyo bomas, sio wazee ama akina nani. Maybe wao wako huko kusaidia ile yenye Gen Z hawezi fanya. But most of those people are youth. Wakati wanasema youth hawajapewa kazi, nani wanafanya kazi?
Unaelewa difference ya temporary na permanent job?
Ni wa Tanzania.
Unaelewa difference ya casual na
so should I remain unemployed until I get a permanent job? Nimepata hii job kidogo sinafanya as I wait. That's what my dad is doing. doing, providing job opportunities. Huyu ni millionaire hizi elewa kazi ya mjengo. Mimi sasa nikipigwa mjengo hata dhao, nitashukuru juu najua nimepata kichele, nitapata kitu ya kula. But yeye hiyo dhao haiwezi msaidia. So
wakishamaliza stadium kuna mjengo gani?
They are giving misinformation and disinforming Kenyans. But now Gen Zs are woke. Unaona Kenya wanaongea. All stadiums, roads, kila kitu inajengwa na hao vijana. And that's why we are happy. And in 2027 asubuhi na mapema Gen Z milioni 5 watatoka kuvotea.
Nikuulize hivi. Nikuulize hivi.
Baba yangu ya.
Let me ask you a question.
Daktari Samuel Ruto.
Let me ask
Washika Ken says, hey Jeff, can you inform Muthuma that our problems are not synonymous with rocket science. We simply have to live by our progressive constitution. They have failed to do that. No wonder we have this agitation across.
Jeff, I like what Washika Ken. I like the fact that Ken. I like the fact that he has used the word constitution. So when we are talking about housing, when we talk about universal healthcare, this is what we said in our constitution 2010. We talked about housing, number one. We said abodes that have what? Good sanitation. We talked about good living. All right?
But we're not there yet.
Where do you think we are going? Where do you think we are going?
There's something
that's where we're heading. Number two, we talked about universal healthcare. Where do you think we are going? Progressive advance. Progressive. Are we there yet? I'll tell you here and now. Not yet.
Not by
we are heading, but we are heading in the right direction. Oh, definitely.
Jeff, there's something we have
so when Morara tells us about unemployment, and he has answered that question very well. We keep talking about don't spice humble beginnings. This mtu wa mjengo unasema ati hii contract after akijenga stadium ataenda wapi? Trust me, something else will be lined up. We live by that.
Let me ask you, Jeff.
Singapore, you forgotten. Singapore, tunafika. Mimi nimesema mimi sina job, mimi ni student.
Na kuna watu wengine watafika Singapore.
Ndio. Sai hata sasa napiga shughuli nijue venye nitapata hiyo dhao, nilipe school fee, exams zinaanza next month. So wakati Morara anaongea yeye ni millionaire au Eriko ni millionaire, au sasa wako na do, hawaelewi zile challenges zenye tuna go through. But ile job tumepewa kiasi for now. Hizi unemployment ijaanza Ruto akiingia. Ruto amepigwa tension miaka 3 miaka 4 lakini ametupa opportunities. That is the leader and that's why I call him dad. So Singapore tunafika because sasa unaona tuko busy. Kenya iko busy sasa hii. Yani tuko shughuli. So by 2032 actually I'm not worried about 2027. 2027 I'm worried about 2032. The person who will come after my dad. Jeff, because maybe anaweza turudisha nyuma tena.
Na hatuta sink hapo.
Hatuwezi sink hapo. Tuna Singapore huko.
There's something I need to say about all these construction projects.
Go on.
You know, there's something we are forgetting. There's nothing to be happy about all these things that Ruto is building. Look up a hungry child, do you see anything to smile about? There's nothing to smile about in all these projects. You know why? Because all these projects are milk cows for milking money from public funds. These things are for stealing money. When you build a stadium worth 4 billion at 40 billion, you are not building a stadium, you are just stealing 36 billion.
At least, but Uhuru alikuwa naiba.
At least ni nini?
Uhuru alikuwa naiba anafanya kitu. Sasa tunaona kama.
By the way, okay. Una sauti poa.
Thank you, man. Asante.
So let's move. Henry says, Jeff, I'm a Gen Z, and let me tell you, Eric is so right. The problem with the government is that they are taking this Gen Z mobilization as a light issue. But let me tell you, they will be astonished. Wait, just wait. Tuko kadi.
Siniongee, si wamesema jina yangu. I told you, Gen Z's superpower is the underestimation from the government. And they've done it before. They did it 2 years ago. And it came from the government and some members of parliament underestimating. Hawa ni watu wa TikTok, hawa ni baddies, on Instagrammers, maandamano ni ya ODM na Raila. They were shocked. Walingia mpaka parliament, Jeff. I was shocked. The same thing, Gen Zs, they're very quiet by the way. Have you noticed? They're very quiet. Ni recommended wanaenda kwa street kumwaga mavibuyu. Gen Zs are very quiet. Hata 25th sikuwaona, they've retreated. And now the narrative is back. Wapigange kura. Wapigange, that's why nataka huyu mtu arudi. I won't rest until he comes back and we form the government. Kama ni mbaya to form opposition. Kama ni mbaya hivyo. for mimi na yeye asiniambie wao watu.
Eric, that's what they're talking about.
This footage took a
yes.
That one.
But I want us to watch. It's only 20 seconds. So anyway, those are Gen Zs, and I have over 430,000 signatures here from Gen Zs. That is Mombasa, Butere in Kakamega, Kinoru Stadium. That is Kinoru Stadium. Kinoru alone tulifanya 12,000 signatures, walichukua kura na tunaenda referendum.
So you have almost 500,000.
Yeah, Jeff, ndakuachia ndio hizi hapa. Ndakuachia.
500,000 Gen Z.
They are here. We just need to do another 500,000 and then we have a referendum. Ask me for what?
For what?
Jeff, this is the moment I've been waiting for. I've been saying that we're going to have a new Kenya. And the question they rightfully ask is how? And you also ask me how. So we have a problem with the government, both county and national. Our biggest cancer in this country is the county government's devolution. Raila Amolo Odinga, God rest his soul in peace, had the best idea for this country. Let's devolve services. Very good idea, but we ended up devolving corruption, tribalism, nepotism. We have, Jeff, that's what I was writing here. Allow me to be very quick. One Kenyan is represented by 18 people. One Kenyan has a president, has a deputy president, has a prime cabinet secretary, has a governor, has a deputy governor, has a senator, has a women rep, has an MP, has a nominated MP, nominated senator, has an MCA, has a regional commissioner, county director, has a chief, has an assistant chief, has a village elder, has a nyumba kumi, and then still has 22 cabinet secretaries. Nikijenga nyumba kwa kina huyu Keumbu. Nikijenga nyumba huyu mtoto, kuna bridge kuna jenga mali natonya Bisia. One day I went to that bridge, nikapata vita. Watu wanargue. Sema Eric, lakini Eric amefanya vizuri sana bwana. Unajua hii bridge ilikuwa ni MP alituambia atajenga. Hapana, ni governor. Sio governor. Hii ni ya MCA. Hapana, hii ni ya women rep. Hapana, hii ni ya central government whose responsibility is the bridge. We have over-representation which now results into misappropriation. So now what we're going to do, we are collecting these signatures to reduce counties. And it will happen, Jeff. From 47 to the former 8. Tutakuwa na 8 counties.
The provinces.
Nyanza County with 1 governor. Western County with 1 governor.
PesaPal now makes your M-Pesa till payments better with your till number integrated with the PesaPal point of sale terminal.
Notice that. Maybe you can have 2. Maybe you can have 10 counties. What this does, we're going to do away with women representation. Hakuna hata moja, Jeff, you can tell me on this.
What to end it?
Hakuna kitu wamefanya. When young people are dying in parliament in 2024.
Hiyo ni noma.
There's a young man.
Very dangerous.
There's a young man, anaitwa Jeff, kama wewe. Jeff the Mluya. Ndio discover in the finance bill. A man, not a woman.
Unajua wapiga kura wengi wa Borabu ni wamama. Hapo utachoma.
Pads are being taxed. A man.
Kwa shida.
So, women left gone. Senators gone.
What?
The Senate gone. I'll explain. Senate gone. Nominated. Jeff, what does a nominated MP or senator or MCA do? They have no jurisdiction. They earn the same amount of salary. Why do we have, God in heaven, why do we have 22 cabinet secretaries? And we still have cabinet secretaries in the county? Yeah?
CECs.
Now without portfolio.
Kuna CEC wa sport, Kisumu County. Kuna cabinet secretary wa sport, national. Kuna CEC wa environment. How many environments are in this country?
Ni moja tu.
What about the whole gender parity thing?
No. My mother doesn't like this when I touch on women. The worst has been women reps. Kuna MP anaweza kukuambia wachana na huyu wa Murara. Kuna mwingine hapa kama babu anakuambia the road from to. Me have never seen a single women rep. Hata amefanya kitu yenye inaweza sema imeleta nini. So these signatures are meant to reduce the counties. We are going to get 1 million. This is legal. 1 million signatures. We'll get them before the end of the month. And then IBC will verify.
There's something I want to say about the question there.
They'll verify the IDs. And now what we're going to do so that we don't spend taxpayers' money doing a referendum. During the 2027 election, you'll vote for your president, you vote for your governor, vote for your MCA, senator, alafu hapo chini, you'll vote for whether or not you want devolution.
Like a referendum.
Yes.
Okay. Jeff, let me ask you something, Jeff. I want to say something about it. Don't remove it. There's a lot of feedback. I want to say something about it. Okay. Okay. Let's move there.
Nyaga.
Yeah, and you.
Sylvia K. Yes. Eric must be the oldest Gen Z I've ever known. Anafa arudi comedy chanena kukula tiagas bure. The country needs to laugh. Sio siasa kila wakati.
Okay, go to another. He has donated his time to me.
No, wait. We move on. Tuliani. His says, the 1.5% housing levy made me not finish my parents' house back in the village. The 2.75% social health authority na hakuna dawa na bado na changa michango za matibabu. The other day, I had to buy a syringe. Ya BCG.
Sad.
Move on.
It's a reality. Mukhtar. Presently, political activism seems to have lost the impetus and momentum of yesteryears. It's turning out to be more of performative gesture than real activism. The approach seems to be uncoordinated, individualistic, and poorly executed. The ultimate result is ineffectiveness and no demonstrable positive consequences. Wow.
Next is from Omuseni, who says, Jeff, with all due respect, the spokesman talks of how much money collected. Does he understand the downstream effect when almost all your salary is taken back by them? NSSF, the housing levy, pay as you earn, tax on gratuity. We are suffering.
You're suffering. No, you're a spokesman.
Mambo inaendelea vizuri sana. Mambo inaendelea vizuri sana. You see, like what the NSSF that he has mentioned, that in itself, the way we are now collecting, it's genius. Much of the money, and it's good that I tell you,
yes,
Gen Z.
You know, when we go to borrow money, or when we used to go and borrow money to places like China and the US and what have you, do you know the money they give us? Do you know where it comes from? Most of the time it comes from their social fund. Social security wanatupatia as loans. Yeah? And with crazy interests. Today, if we continue the trajectory, NSSF alone, of how we are collecting and how we are contributing, Jeff, in the next 10 years, we shall never knock, and I can say this here without fear of contradiction, we shall never knock on anybody's door. As a country,
IMF, World Bank,
will be able to fund our major projects.
True.
And that's how you grow nations. That's how you grow nations. So it's very strategic what we are doing.
Yes, Jeff.
So, Tundele, dark side. Hey, Mutoneta dark side. Okay. The gentleman in yellow keeps saying how young he is, but he's also saying that you had hosted him on Hot 96 8 years ago. He says he's 25 now. Did you host him when he was under 18? He's a liar who isn't consistent with a bad memory.
A liar with a bad memory.
Old age is catching up.
Let me answer him.
Old age.
The show is on YouTube. Dan Brighton, a story a day on Jeff and Jalas on Hot 90. Go and watch. You asked me, Jeff and Jalas. Nilikuwa mkubwa. Nilikuwa mtoto mdogo. I was around 17 or something. So this is what I'm saying. I was a watchman because familia yetu hatuna kitu, tunakamkuru. So I have to work. Hata kama niko under age, ndio ni feed familia, ndio nilipie watoto wetu school fees, ndio nijilipie. Juu nilikuwa nimemaliza shule, high school, but sina doa ya kuingia campus. Hawa say hawaelewi. That's why nilikwambia hawa ni cool kid. Hawaelewi challenges tulikuwa na go through. That's why I came to that show because nilikuwa nakupigia simu hata nikitoka form 4. Nilikuwa nakupigia na kwambia maze niko watchman hapa naomba hata asubuhi because I still believed in God like my dad. That's why nimefika hapa. Nimevaa suti. I never believed nitavaa suti. I never believed nitakaa kwa nyumba. I never believed nitakaa kwa nyumba.
17 plus 8 is 25.
Sisi 17 plus I was just from high school ndio nimemaliza tu form 4. I was working at hapo South Sea kuna nyumba ya mseni nilikuwa nachunga hapo. Niliwakumbuka nilikwambia nilikuwa navaa zile nguo za watchman zenye mtu amevutwa kazi. That's what we have been going through. So when I'm given a house I know what it feels. So when my dad builds or gives employment to the young people, my neighbors, my friends. I know how it feels. Hawa watu sahi wanabeba wako na security, wako na magari. Mimi narudiaje Mkuru? Sijui venye narudi. Maybe mtanipiga transport ama mjue venye nitafika. They don't understand and that's what the Linda Tumbozao and opposition are doing, misleading Kenyans. They don't speak for the local mwananchi anateseka. You see, that's what
something I want to say.
Sisi ndio tunaumia na sisi ndio tunajua challenges wa Kenya wana go through. Akuje Mkuru asikie kama watu wana complain.
Just let me say something.
These are billionaires.
Let me say something.
Lying to Kenyans. Alikula pesa ya Gen Z. Alikula pesa ya Gen Z.
Subiri.
Omulo says, any leader without an ideology or political education is a potential criminal. This is what is lacking in the opposition. Gen Zs did not come out to celebrate Sabasaba because they don't understand the historical development of Kenya.
Yes. That's comment. Richie Hubton anasema, can Morara Kabaso explain to us what happened to his political party in
It was a looting or whatever.
Acha jibu.
Hata iko registiwa alikula tu pesa jinsi.
Let him respond.
Haiko pahali.
Yeah, so
tena amerudi kukula.
Umeulizwa what happened to the party?
The party is there. Okay. We go to the registration process as a registrar of political parties, and we got a letter from the registrar saying that the founders of a political party cannot all be youth. That there is a requirement by law which did not exist by our plain reading of the law that requires the founders to not only be youth, that we have to mix with people of other ages. And I asked myself, we have farmers, farmers party to champion for rights of farmers. So I was wondering then there shouldn't be a party for farmers. It should include other professions. So it did not make sense to us. But now the bigger problem was this. At the time when I was championing for the Inject party, because people don't know what Inject stands for, inclusion of justice and civic transformation, economic and civic transformation. The time when I was championing for this party, this one, before he moved to government, the guy in yellow, they were saying they don't want a party, they are partyless. When I was championing for, me, I knew because I've grown up doing politics. My first political rally, I was 7 years old. So I already knew,
cool kid,
we have to organize around a political party. We have to come up with an organization which we will run on and take political power. So I'd already come up with an idea. We as Gen Zs, let's form a political party. But people like him were at the forefront of saying, no, we are partyless, we don't want a party. Right now, just wait. He's talking right now. Give him until next year, when now party tickets will be on sale. You will realize that he will go to a political party, and him as a young person calling himself a Gen Z, he will be asked for maybe 10 million for a ticket to run for member of parliament, and he will be flabbergasted.
That's Jubilee, not UDA.
And no, let me just tell you, this is a pandemic all over Kenya. I'm not even here to defend any political party. This is just a problem across the board. In fact, the reason we've joined Jubilee is to ensure that it does not happen, so that we open the door for young people to come and get those party tickets without money. So that's what I'm telling you.
I know UDA. UDA doesn't have.
Let me just finish.
Let him finish.
Let me finish, Jeff. I'm not finished. At that time, because we were, people were emotional. And when people are emotional, they are not logical. They thought a political party was a bad thing. And they fought it and said, you can now see who is wearing yellow. So we did not end up having a political party because it did not have public goodwill. But Eric Omondi has said here that he's coming up with a Gen Z political party. I hope that one will work. And I'm praying for them that it works. Because at the end of the day, this is a generational conspiracy. I don't have a problem with a young person in ODM. And I don't have a problem with a young person in UDA. And I don't have a problem with a young person starting a political party. Why? We are joining these institutions. Okay? So young people, join ODM, join UDA, join Jubilee, join these institutions and change the policies from within by having the bigger voice inside there.
Let's move along.
Next is from Fred, who says, if this is how a parliament made up of young people will behave, I don't want it at all.
Richie Hubton, no, we have Ochauro says, Morara and Omondi, you've done this country a great job exposing mediocrity amongst politicians.
mentioned.
No, not a question, observation. Next is from Mark, who says, Sabasaba wasn't Sabasabaing just because the police enforced its commemoration in the wrong way.
It wasn't Sabasabaing, eh? Samuel Owatz. Kenya Kwanza government shouldn't be distracted by the ever-rising noise levels and continue developing infrastructure. This government has done well by ensuring equitable distribution of infrastructural facilities from Rironi Mau Summit to the northern frontier to everywhere.
Singapore inside.
Gen Z tunasema clock it.
Singapore. Martha, can they say their respective parties they will vie on in 2027?
Some of them have said we know Morales Jubilee.
You struggle to know theirs, but for me as you
there's something I wanted to say, Jeff,
you can
that
feel
you
it.
didn't give me an opportunity to say.
I'm about to.
Yeah.
No,
in what we call closing thoughts. You can have your closing thoughts, summarize what you want. You get that opportunity. In fact, let's start with you, Morales. Since you're making all the noise.
Since he's making all the noise.
Yes, give us some closing thoughts. And you're talking to the Kisiyans and Kenyans, and
yes.
Gen Z.
Yes.
Sure.
My first message is to the people of Borabu constituency. I want them to know how their money is spent. So be very keen. Be very keen to know how your NGCDF 160 million shillings every year is utilized, how bursaries are distributed, and please report any cases of sale of jobs where TSC letters are being sold or where bursary checks are being sold. As you wait for your member of parliament, who you know very well, and you can see where he is seated, I will not disappoint you. And I want to assure you that I will not be corrupt. And I've said it on national television that you do not expect a member of parliament that is going to be corrupt. I will ensure that your money is utilized to the very last shilling. My second message is to the united opposition. The united opposition leaders that are watching us today, together with their supporters, want to bring you a message from the young people of Kenya. They are expecting that you'll choose a candidate who is a performer and who can inspire hope in young people in this country. So please, as you go about the business of identifying the opposition candidate that is going to remove President William Ruto, don't just look at tribal arithmetic. Look at who can inspire hope and who can deliver and perform in the Republic of Kenya. To the young people, last message, join political parties. For me, I'm in Jubilee Party. If you wish to join me, you're very much welcome. I'll hold the door for you until you come in. Come, let us be many, let our voice be heard. Let us push the policies we push on Twitter inside the political party so that we realize the difference that we want to make. Thank you and God bless you.
All right. Young Gen Z, talk to your people.
My name is Omwansa, son of Omwansa, from slums of Mukuru, reformed street kid, and the UDA Gen Z party leader. I'm here to tell my Gen Zs, tulikuwa kwa streets in 2024 and all those years. You know what happened. That is not the way to go. We have a country to protect and we have a country to build. Many people huko nje wanawadanganya, wanawatumia kuingia kwa streets, wanawatumia kuchoma manyumba, kuiba na kufanya hizo vitu zote. Please do not be allowed. Do not allow them to use you. Enda kwa eCitizen, apply affordable houses. Chagua penye unataka. Ingia kwa simu yako, register as a SHA member. Ndio usaidike in case umeumia. Angalia hapo karibu na kwenu, kuna mjengo inaendelea. Usikae tu idle. Enda pale, unaweza exercise skills zako in one way or another. Unaweza ingia Talanta, unaweza ingia Bomas, unaweza ingia wapi, Maurironi Summit, like kila place kuna shughuli. Kuna market zinajengwa na hii gava kibao sana. That's why many a time mimi naamua kuwa strange. Many a time it's parents who adopt kids, but personally nimeamua kuadopt the family. Ama rais, mchapakazi, daktari and my dad William Samoei Ruto, kwa sababu ya kile ambacho nimeona amefanya. There is no leader for all these years since independence tumewahi kuwa na president kama huyo. That's why mimi mwenyewe nimefeel. Mimi sasa tukiongea kuna wasee Mkuru wamegaza kwa barabara wakiniwatch kwa zile TV zinauzwa kwa barabara. Jua wana uwezo. Msidanganywe na watu wako na magari, wako na expensive insurance za health. Msidanganywe na watoto wao wanasoma mbali. Kama wewe ni mwanafunzi, angalia hapo kando, unacheki affordable hostel. What else do you want? What else do we want as a country? That is the trajectory my president is leading us. So kindly in 2027, let us all come out and vote. Msikuwe kama wengine wanasema taficha ID zenu. Please come out. It is your right. You are here to 2027 as a party. The biggest party we have in Eastern Central Africa, United Democratic Alliance, and the Kenya Kwanza government. Welcome to the government. I know most of you, we are the silent majority, and I'm speaking on behalf of you. Musiogope, kujeni tufanye kazi. My father has a big home for us, and the home is 254, the country we call Kenya.
And Kenya will take it to the next level, that is Singapore. By 2032, 2027 mapema saa 2 saa 3 tutakuwa tumefunga. Actually, I'm even requesting IBC. Juu hakuna election tutakuwa tunafanya hapa. Tafadhali mkiona kwamba upinzani hawajajipanga venye wanakaa, we can still vote for the others and leave our president to take over to 2032. And thank you so much, our dad. Please usitishwe na usidanganywe. Super PS, Super CS for Interior, thank you for the good job you did in 2025 the other day, and Sabasaba for protecting our country. I know you're working hard on the clock to ensure that we have security in this country. Asante sana. And to my mother and to everyone who believes in me, asanteni sana. For the first time on TV, all the way from the village up to date, pia wewe with a dream, ipo siku utafika.
Mama bado yuko Mkuru.
Mama kwa Mkuru anauza hapo manyanya, anashonea wasengo kidogo kidogo.
Anakuwatch leo.
Ana watch mazee wako pahali nimeambiwa sasa hiyo ana watch na nashukuru sana. So sina kazi, sina hizo pesa wanasema sijui za serikali. I'm just a patriotic party member of the UDA.
Madhe amependeo suit.
Yeye ndiye alitengeneza. Taylor, yeye ndiye alitengeneza. So at least amenisaidia. Yeah, and that's why we are doing this, to support our family and to change our family. And thank you, Dad, for moving us from slums to the better housing.
Uni dad gani umpia?
Yeah, of course, Dad umpia, and of course my father. I love him so much.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Eric Amondi, final thoughts.
Final thoughts, two things. I want to speak to Gen Zs. I want to tell them not to buy the narrative, not to accept the storyline that they are useless, they don't vote, they are leaderless, they are planless. They will determine the outcome of this election. Every election has one factor or sector that determines. The Gen Zs will determine the outcome of the 2027 election. We are going to get back, again with all due respect, our brother Morara, back to Gen Z. Yeye ndio nafaa kuwe opposition leader. Kama tutakuwa kwa government na yeye. Because we have the energy, we have the know-how, we have the time, we are youth. Yeah? Na vile nikuambia Gen Z is a philosophy. Jeff, the moment you are fighting for the rights of Kenyans, for a new Kenya, for change, for free education and free health, for good roads, you are a Gen Z. Yeah? And as I told you, Jeff, in the next, mtu wa Twitter akasema Rico Mondi amesema in 5 months. Nimesema in 5 weeks.
5 weeks.
We have already registered.
Does it have a name?
I can't tell you now.
You can't tell me.
I'll tell you on the bench. We launch it and that day nitakuja hapa. So it's a Gen Z oriented.
Make sure it's a Wednesday.
Yeah, it's called Gen Zote. So Gen Zote. So bado kuna Z hapo. Gen Zote. Gen Zote. That's not the name of the party. That's not the name of the party.
Oh, it's not.
It's a tagline. I can't tell the name of the party.
What does Gen Zote mean? I mean, who is
it? Means like Morara has told you, akienda ku register inject, aliambiwa haina wazee. We're not closing the door. That's why I keep insisting. Gen Z is not about age. It's a concept. It's a philosophy. Yeah?
It's a mindset.
It's a mindset. Thank you. It's a mindset. Yeah. So it's all inclusive, but driven by the new generation.
By the way, utakuwa presidential candidate wow.
Yeah.
Utakuwa presidential candidate wow.
Wow, watu. Nataka huyu akuje. Tuamue. Nani ndio candidate, nani ndio deputy. Because we have the numbers.
By the way, my cousin Mashua, right?
Yes.
He reminded me something. You just nailed it properly. The state of Texas, and Jeff, you know, the state of Texas is the size of Kenya. One state in America is the size of Kenya.
And America, let me just finish because niko nakaa 1 minute. The reason we're reducing the counties from 47 to 8 because
10
America
max.
To 10 max because of Rift Valley and maybe Northeastern. America has
50
how many citizens?
Let's say 350.
350 million.
Yeah.
350 million citizens.
Yes.
And they have
50
states.
Governors. 50 governors.
50 governors.
Two senators.
So one governor represents two Kenyans. Yeah. Na sisi tuko na a governor and there was a deputy governor mwenye alisema I have that nini on camera. Sema hata mimi sijui nafanyanga nini. Nasomanga gazeti. Lakini governor akiniambia aski mzuri. Uko uende wapi? Niko niende pala mtumwa. This guy earns over $1 million shillings. Sijaweka nini
Allowances.
Extras,
Yes.
insurance,
Yes.
transport,
Yes.
nini,
One
nyumba.
mic.
Yeah, one mic. So now over 3 million. Yeah, when I get. So if we take pesa za 47 minus quickly 47 minus 8,
it's
39.
Yeah.
So 39 governors. How many senators are there? 47. How many we reduce MPs?
There are more. There are 54.
290.
Given with the
290 elected.
290 elected. To women rep 47. We reduce tutoe nominated. We reduce MCAs. He pesa. Free education.
Straight.
Free education. Back at university.
University. That's a good
you
one.
get the final word.
And you know, it's actually been a great evening. Thank you, Champ. Thank you, Abdukadir, for having us this evening. You know, I started by telling Eric Omondi that there's nothing new under the sun. Now you've believed me. What he's talking about is reverting back to what Kenya. Now you see, and it's a good conversation that we are having. He talked about how we'd go about it. That's the way, Eric, actually, to go about it. Institutions, what I told you about. Get the signatures, you know, God willing, probably you'll see it to fruition. But I think this evening, we have to talk about something more important and also valuable to these three gentlemen who are seated here. They have a future. And I think everybody in their own strategic way, they hold something unique. 10 years from now, probably we'll look back and say, man, we were with these people when we were thinking big. That is the best way. We have a great country, Jeff. This one I have to tell you. I serve a very great president, one who wakes up in the morning, puts one foot forward with intention to making Kenya a great country. We have seen it, you know. Omwansa here, he's not talking about things he read on his way in. He's not telling us stories. He's telling us where he lived and where he's living now. We share that journey as well. One where you would wake up and really wonder, you know, whatever you're doing in your house, your next neighbor is hearing everything going on in your mad hut. Yet at that mad hut, you're still paying probably 3,000, 4,000. Same thing he's paying today. But guess what? This is the difference. This is the true genius of what we are talking about, affordable housing. It will be his in the next 15, 20 years. He will own it. He will have something to claim that I bought something. I invested the right way. And guess what today? I am laughing. I have something to leave to my children. That is progressive advance, whether we like it or not. Do we have all the answers to all our problems? No. And that is what defines the assignment. We will not get everything done. That is why we will leave these people with an assignment to make it better. All right? Remember, Jeff, the history we used to be told about the Wright brothers. How many people died trying to attain flight? Yeah, back in the day, 100+ years. Yeah. People died trying to get flight. They had a dream, a prayer, and a wing. And guess what? They took flight. Today, my friend, did you say you would sit on an airline, take you 14 hours across the oceans? No. But people progressively, all right, research and development has produced the kind of airlines we have today. But it was a two guys' dream, two brothers who realized we can do this. People got injured, people died. But guess what? They realized that dream. Today, we are talking about the very same thing. This beautiful country called Kenya, you need people to dream big. Today, I find it very funny that you have people who wake up in the morning and ask, by the way, who told you? Did the president ever complain that he was tired? That's how you build a nation, all right? With intention and a purpose. Commitment. Yeah. And guess what? The prayer that it deserves. And guess what? This country is changing.
Can I sing a final song, Jeff?
No, hold on.
We lost.
Can I sing a final song?
Champ, I'm surprised you didn't mention that your country just turned 250 years old the other day, and you know.
Yeah, and man, let me tell you,
we still have ways to go.
Oh, yeah, bro, let me tell you, we have a very long way to go.
Can I sing my last song?
Yeah, you'll sing.
People died, man.
Midnight.
You get 10 seconds.
10 seconds. Morara Kiboso.
Inject Kiboso.
And this is not comedy. And I'm going to pray about it. I'll talk to my team. I'm ready even to deputize you. No, I'm serious by day. It is possible. It is possible. Yeah. Bro, come back. We have the numbers. We have the political acumen.
Okay, but do you say
we have the people, we have the energy?
Yes.
My brother, think about it. I know. Yes, Matiang is watching me. I'm his younger brother. Hata nitampigia simu.
Younger?
he's my father. So, bro, think about it. Kuja, utoka
after 20 mambo ni two term. Mambo ni two term. Gen Z, karibuni nyote tufanye kazi. Wote wakuje kwa
Sham. Appreciate it. We're heading it.
Well American.
We're doing
well. Naomi, who's gonna help you? Naomi, what you gonna do? Naomi, what you gonna do? Naomi, who will help Naomi when we come for him?
You're gonna try, Kelly?
Remember,
Naomi, what you gonna do?
Gentlemen, if it's Wednesday, it's all about those 3 letters on the keyboard that follow each other, even despite the noise. This is what Kenya's about, folks. Yeah. At least we have the ability to talk without fear of fate.
Excellent.
And I keep saying,
that's true.
We got to keep talking.
Yeah.
Because the moment we stop talking,
that's when we start
fighting. We start fighting. And you know we don't want to go down that slippery slope. At the end of the day, it's up to you. And you. And you. What do you say?
It's 16 minutes past midnight.
Are you the timekeeper in this?
I'm done your money.
All right, folks. Thanks so much. Good night. Good luck. God bless the only Kenya we have.